Now, an Emeritus Newsbrief, I'm Lynn Houston. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke says he expects an upturn in the economy by the end of the year. Along with that encouraging news, Bernanke offered a sobering assessment on unemployment.
Among the enormous cost of this downturn is the loss of some 5 million payroll jobs over the past 15 months. The most recent information on the labor market, the number of new and continuing claims for unemployment insurance through late April, suggests that we are likely to see further sizable job losses and increased unemployment in coming months. However, the recent data also suggest that the pace of contraction may be slowing, and they include some tentative signs that final demand, especially demand by households, may be stabilizing. Consumer spending, which dropped sharply in the second half of last year, grew in the first quarter.
Bernanke also says businesses are likely to be cautious about hiring, implying the unemployment rate could remain high for a time, even after economic growth resumes. The housing market appears to be bottoming out, according to Bernanke. Sales of existing homes have been fairly stable since late last year, and sales of new homes have firmed a bit. But the conditions in the commercial real estate sector remain poor. A second death in the U.S. to report in the swine flu outbreak. The victim was a teacher from Harlingen, Texas, who recently gave birth. Health officials admit there were other complicating factors in her case. The Centers for Disease Control had a bit of good news, though, that the type of the swine flu virus in this outbreak does not appear to be as dangerous as first thought.
We have some information about the virus that shows it does not contain some of the factors that are associated or were associated with some previous pandemics. We continue to gain information about severity in this country. And what we're seeing is severity that mirrors what we've tended to see with seasonal flu. And that's not to diminish the impact of seasonal flu. As the Secretary was saying, there's major burden on people's health from the flu each year.
The Cleveland Clinic introduced an Ohio woman to the media as this country's first face transplant. In 2004, Connie Culp was shot in the face by her husband, who is now in prison. The incident badly disfigured her face, but 5 months ago she went through a face transplant, and with some swelling still evident, Culp emerged with nothing but good things to say about the doctor and the Cleveland Clinic who promised to fix her.
I mean, if it wasn't for the nurses making me feel so happy and getting through all this, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. Dr. Joe Hunt, I met him 5 years ago, and he told me he didn't think, he wasn't sure if he could fix me, but he tried. And he said it'd take multiple surgeries. Well, here I am 5 years later. He did what he said. I don't need my nose.
Culp has more surgery ahead to work on nerves and muscles. Also on the Emeritus News homepage, President Obama orders more investment in biofuels, including ethanol. Health insurance companies say they won't charge women higher prices than men for health insurance if the government avoids starting a public health insurance plan. And California officials arrest 6 people on charges they admitted healthy seniors to a hospice program in order to steal $9 million in insurance claims. The latest on the biggest issues and public policy at emeritusnews.com and the Emeritus News channel on Mogulus. That's an Emeritus News Brief. I'm Lynn Houston.